Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
If you have friends, a family who are vacationing along our coast, it might be a great idea for you to text them, call them, or email them and ask them to pay attention to the weather over the next couple of days.
That's exactly right, because Hurricane Beryl, well, now it's just a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. It is expected to strengthen to a hurricane and make landfall between Corpus Christi and Matagorda Bay.
And that's kind of the theme of this morning. All eyes are on Beryl as we're waiting for landfall potentially Sunday night, Monday morning, Sarah?
Exactly.
Okay.
Impacts starting Sunday night and then landfall close to sunrise on Monday. So let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. It's 77 degrees out there. It feels like 79. In Del Rio, it's still 83. Now this weekend, there is a chance for rain today. It's not associated with Beryl, but a front has stalled out over San Antonio. And so later on this afternoon, a few showers and storms. It's going to be a pretty quiet day tomorrow, just another hot one, 96. But here is Beryl right now. Tropical Storm Beryl in the Gulf of Mexico. It's got sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. At one point, Beryl was a Category 5 hurricane, but once it moved over the Yucatan Peninsula, it has weakened significantly. That being said, Beryl is expected to strengthen back into a hurricane, making landfall anywhere from Corpus Christi to Matagorda Bay early on Monday morning. I'll be tracking the details, and this eastern shift in the track means potentially less rain for San Antonio. Those details coming up in just a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. With Beryl bearing down, we checked in with some San Antonio nonprofits who will deploy to the Texas coast on Monday. Salvation Army says it's sending 2 mobile units from San Antonio and another from New Braunfels. Garrett Berger tells us what goes into preparing for these kind of relief missions.
You'll have a mix of dry goods, pastas, rice, beans.
It may sound odd, but the San Antonio Food Bank hasn't specifically prepared for Beryl. But that's only because they always have a stash of supplies ready to go.
I would say probably dry goods and water is always impacted. Those are typically the 2 most important. As the water recedes and we have access to some of those areas, cleaning supplies, hygiene items that got washed away, things like that are probably the next item.
They keep a few truckloads of food ready to go, and they can put together more boxes as necessary.
The food bank says they have enough bottled water on hand to send 9 of these tractor trailers out if need be at the drop of a hat. That's more than 10,000 cases of water. But they say it's unlikely to come to that.
They also have staff they can send to help and a fleet of 45 combination tractor trailers.
9 times out of 10, the area impacted doesn't have access to fleet capacity, so we transport all those items for them.
We talked with the Salvation Army earlier this week, too. They were on standby, but are now confirmed to be going, ready to help out as they have before, like when they deployed in May to the Houston area.
We can prepare those meals on site. We can feed first responders, volunteers, anyone who's been displaced or from their home or suffered damage.
Who hopefully will be few or none at all. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. Meanwhile, residents and local businesses on North Beach and Corpus Christi have started preparations for Beryl. Many of them still remember what happened about 2 weeks ago when Tropical Storm Alberto hit. So this time around, they started storm prep yesterday morning, hoping to get ahead.
20 60-pound bags of sand coming, which should give me 40 more sandbags that we were going to utilize out front here. And as a precautionary, we're just going to run our food down, anticipating that more than likely we'll have to shut down.
We're going to get the storm surge, we know, coming off the bay, but we're also going to get the flooding. This end of North Beach is notorious for flooding.
Yesterday, workers filled sandbags and added silk fences to keep potential floodwaters away. So KSAT will be with you before, during, and after Beryl makes landfall on Texas. That includes live coverage straight from the coast with KSAT meteorologist Justin Horn starting today, one in our later newscast and tomorrow morning. And tracking Tropical Storm Beryl is the KSAT Weather Authority's top priority over the next coming days, so stay up to date on all things Beryl. Follow along on air, online, KSAT.com. Just scan this QR code on your screen. It takes you directly to our KSAT Weather Authority's updates on Tropical Storm Beryl. Now to your morning headlines. President Joe Biden answering tough questions from ABC's George Stephanopoulos in the president's first sit-down interview after the presidential debate that left many people questioning Biden's performance. ABC's Daria Albinger has the details in that interview as Biden remains defiant about having the mental and physical stamina to win a second term.
President Biden's exclusive TV interview with ABC's George Stephanopoulos, his first since his faltering debate.
But your friend Nancy Pelosi actually framed the question that I think is on the minds of millions of Americans. Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
Asked if he's mentally fit to be president.
Let me ask you a tougher, more personal question. Are you sure you're being honest with yourself when you say you have the mental and physical capacity to serve another 4 years?
Yes, I am, because, George, the last thing I want to do is not be able to meet that. I think, as some of the senior economists and senior foreign policy specialists say, if I stop now, I'd go down in history as a pretty successful president. No one thought I could get done what we got done.
But are you being honest with yourself as well about your ability to defeat Donald Trump right now?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
The president rejecting the idea of taking a cognitive test.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I have that test. Everything I do. You know, not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world.
And why he's determined to stay in the race, despite some calls to step aside.
I don't think anybody's more qualified to be president or win this race than me.
The president plans to visit several key battleground states this weekend. Daria Albinger, ABC News, New York.
A deadline on a plea deal between the Justice Department and Boeing just a day away. As part of that deal with DOJ wants a guilty plea from the company. If not, the DOJ must file criminal charges against Boeing by tomorrow in order to go to trial. So the deal would include a guilty plea to criminal charges, a fine, and a corporate monitor. So no word from the Justice Department on the potential plea. Boeing is declining to comment. And a new law in California that requires bars and nightclubs to offer test kits that detect common date rape drugs is now in effect. So the state law went into effect earlier this week with the intent of combating the rise of spiked drinks. Officials say the kits will include test strips, stickers, or specially designed straws, either given to customers for free or sold at a reasonable price. Businesses will also be required to hang signs letting people know that the kits are available. And the labor market remains strong after U.S. job growth cooled as expected. That's according to new data released Friday by the U.S. Department of Labor. 206,000 new jobs were added in June. That's down from 215,000 the month before. And the unemployment rate inched up from 4% to 4.1%. It is 6:08 and 78 degrees. A local theater putting on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And we had the chance to go backstage to get a closer look at this play. That's still ahead. Taking a look outside with live cam. I know we're talking a lot about the Texas coast, but let's just take a moment to see what's happening here in San Antonio. Right now, 78 degrees, muggy. We have a small chance for rain today, not having to do with Beryl. But hey, Sarah Spivey has everything you need to know about Beryl when we come back. All right, Sarah, running late to the desk because you have had an incredibly busy morning.
Yes, we are tracking Beryl. There have been some updates to its track, and there's going to continue to be some updates over the next several days. I want to show you where Beryl is right now. It is a tropical storm. It has weakened as it's moved over the Gulf of Mexico. It's become a lot more disorganized. You can see it really has it's difficult to see a characteristic swirl or a low pressure system. Remember, this was once a Category 5 hurricane with a very clear eye, you can kind of see that there's a little bit of an area of low pressure right there. That's where Beryl is right now with sustained winds of 60 miles per hour, a tropical storm. Now over the weekend, it's going to continue to move west-northwest over the Gulf of Mexico. By Sunday, it is likely going to re-strengthen over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico into a Category 1 hurricane. Now, there is the potential for it to be making landfall likely between Corpus Christi and Matagorda Bay, but parts of the Texas coast will be experiencing impacts as early as Sunday night. It will be making landfall. The track has shifted a little bit to the east, and throughout the day on Monday, it'll be moving inland and weakening significantly. Let's talk a little bit about the potential here for landfall. Again, landfall is likely going to be from Corpus Christi to Matagorda Bay, but as you can see, much of the Texas coast is under a hurricane watch from South Padre Island all the way up to Galveston Bay. Regardless of Beryl's landfall, again, it's likely to make landfall between Corpus Christi and Matagorda Bay, but regardless of Beryl's landfall, it is not a good weekend to be at the Texas coast, particularly on Sunday and Monday, because regardless of landfall, areas along the Texas coast will experience rain, they'll experience high surf, rip currents, and some storm surge. So this is why a good portion of the Texas coast is preparing for Beryl. And again, if you have friends and family between Corpus Christi and Matagorda Bay, please have them really pay attention to what local authorities are saying, because it's that area that could have the direct impacts. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is one potential future cast. You can see landfall again, Corpus Christi to Matagorda Bay is possible early on Monday morning. But what I'm showing you here is that it has been tracking a little bit further east of San Antonio, which means that the highest rainfall totals will likely be well east of San Antonio. We're talking areas like Hallettsville, Victoria, LaGrange, even out toward Houston. That's where the heavy flooding rains will be. Now, less rain is likely around San Antonio. Some rain, but a lot less. We're not talking about drought-denting rain or good, healthy rainfall around San Antonio. It's hard to nail down the exact numbers because where Beryl goes will have a big impact on how much rain we can see, but you can see a huge rainfall gradient. And then if you're in Del Rio, if you're in Uvalde, pretty much no rain is a guarantee for you for Beryl moving through on Monday. I do want to mention, though, there is still a possibility for some track shifts from now until landfall Monday morning. Here are the potential impacts from Beryl on Monday for San Antonio, the city of San Antonio and the metro area. With the current track, we expect not much rain and some gusty winds, maybe gusty winds of up to 40 miles per hour. However, if the track shifts west, that means in San Antonio, we would have more rain and potentially even some gusty winds of up to 60 miles per hour, which might do some damage. That's if Beryl moves west. It's also a possibility that Beryl may move farther east, which would mean no rain for us in San Antonio, and it would be warmer. These are still the questions we have that we will keep you posted on as Beryl gets closer to landfall Sunday night, Monday morning. Now, we do have to talk about the weather today. It's clear and 77. Now, we've got a front that is stalled off to our south, and this front is going to be the focus for later on this afternoon. A few storms are going to pop up. The chance in the afternoon is 40% for a few storms, brief heavy downpours, some flashes of lightning and the like. And once we see sunset, we lose the daytime heating, we lose our chance for rain today. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, we'll be at 90 by noon, not any rain in the morning hours. It's in the afternoon and later afternoon that we'll have a 40% chance for a few storms in San Antonio and a high of 98. Looking at the 7-day forecast, again, Beryl will be moving through Texas on Monday, giving us a 50% chance for showers and storms in San Antonio. Big difference in rainfall from west to east, and temperatures dropping into the 80s on Monday as a result of the cloud cover. Now, as we look at the next part of the week, we are still going to be warm, a few showers here and there, but our best opportunity for rain today and Monday, when Beryl again will likely move to our east.
So yesterday, Justin kind of put it in perspective for us. Anything east of 35, expect a little more rain. If you're west of 35, especially
No rain.
far west side.
No rain whatsoever. Yep.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, it's 6:18 and 78 degrees. We'll be right back. This weekend, a new play is putting the wonder in Wonder Theater over on the city's northwest side. KSAT 12 social media producer Andrew Wilson shows us a land of pure imagination with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
This is a story about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And Charlie is a little boy that is trying to celebrate all things chocolate and candy and look for an opportunity to win a grand tour of the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory.
This version utilizes a lot of the songs from the original Gene Wilder film, but then also puts its own spin, especially with the Oompa Loompa songs. There are new songs that are written for all of the children. This show was presented on the West End first over in London, and then was brought to Broadway, has been on tour, and each version has been a little bit different. And so what audiences are gonna see when they come and see our show is something that's a little different from the original films that they may have seen, but definitely still has the energy and the life and the primary plot of the original films.
Because there's a lot of fun musical numbers that have a lot of zany things that occur during the course of them. And I've really enjoyed watching the production team and the creative team really bring this stuff to life.
It's 6:22 and 78 degrees. We all know food can be the best medicine, especially when you're eating healthy foods. Up next, how one hospital is working to keep families healthy this summer. Welcome back. This summer, families have the chance to learn about healthy eating from a summer snack series. So the program is through Christus Children's Hospital, and our KSAT 12 producer Haley Powers got a look inside the kitchen at Christus and explains why the program is so important.
The chop of the knife, the swirl of a spoon, and the tap of a finished dish. That means families and their kids inside Christus Children's Hospital are about to taste the recipe of the week.
So this is our food for today. It's a little snack. It's a dill pickle dip.
This dip was made as part of Christus Children's Summer Snack Series. Every week, Chef, a culinary medicine program inside the hospital, puts together easy and tasty recipes for patients and their families. After tasting the dish, families get the opportunity to make it at home.
And we have a bag of all the ingredients so they can make it at home with the recipe. And then we found some of our families don't have the cooking supplies, so we have all the cooking supplies for them to make it at home if they need that.
Giving parents the ingredients and supplies to make the dish means they get to learn about new and healthy ways to feed their kids, especially if they're sick.
The importance of culinary medicine is really how much diet does affect your medical health.
On top of diet, the culinary experts with the Summer Snack Series also explain the importance of nutrition, menu planning, and trying new foods.
It's a fun class. All the kids like it, all the families like it, but just that they're trying new foods that they wouldn't have necessarily tried at home.
Haley Powers, KSAT 12 News.
Haley, we've known for quite a while that the COVID pandemic has had a lasting impact on children and their academic performance. And this morning, experts are citing new data showing the pandemic has hindered the learning and development of children, putting them far behind the most critical years, like tying their own shoes, holding a pencil, or even opening milk correctly. Researchers say the data shows Black and Hispanic children were left most behind and boys were more affected than girls. But there is good news. Children are resilient, and early intervention, working with teachers or your pediatrician on an individualized plan for your child, can help them get back on track. It's 6:28 and 78 degrees outside. Let's take a look at the radar with with Tropical Storm Beryl. Sarah?
Yeah, we're continuing to track Beryl. It's in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and it'll be making landfall sometime Sunday night into Monday morning between Corpus Christi and Matagorda Bay. I'm gonna have those details coming up.
6:30. Happy Saturday morning. It's July 6th. Sarah, you've been super busy.
Yeah.
Tracking Tropical Storm Beryl.
We're tracking Beryl, and that's going to be our focus over the next several days. Here in San Antonio, the trends are for us to be receiving less rain from Beryl, which I know is not what people want to hear. But we do have a lot of interest along the Texas coast, and there still could be some changes to the track. So let's go ahead and show you where Beryl is right now in the Gulf of Mexico. It has weakened back into a tropical storm. It was once a Category 5 hurricane, but land interaction over Mexico and also some wind shear has weakened it. You can kind of see that it's trying to reform right now. What we're watching is we're monitoring for landfall Sunday night, Monday morning, anywhere from Corpus Christi up through the Matagorda Bay. As far as rainfall in San Antonio goes, the track has shifted east, which means less rain for us in San Antonio on Monday. But there are still some scenarios possible that could mean a potential for some more rain here. So this is what we're going to be talking about in the full forecast in about 10 minutes. But first, I want to get you through your Saturday because we do expect some rain today. Outside right now, it's mostly clear in the 70s, and winds are actually from the north. That's because a front moved through, a very weak front. But that front is going to be the focus for a few storms later on today, about a 40% chance in the afternoon. It's still going to be hot though, near 98, 96 tomorrow, less of a rain chance and a fairly quiet day. It's Sunday that we'll be watching the Gulf of Mexico because by Sunday night, Monday morning, landfall from what will be a hurricane at the time, Hurricane Beryl, will be occurring along the Texas coast. More on those possible scenarios, how much rain we could see in San Antonio coming up in a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. And KSAT will be with you before, during, and after Beryl makes landfall on Texas. That includes live coverage straight from the coast with KSAT meteorologist Justin Horn starting today in our later newscasts and tomorrow morning. The city of Marion is without leadership. Its city council hasn't met in over 4 months. Thursday, so we told you about 2 people resigning from the city of Marion, the mayor and the secretary. So this morning, our Zaria Oates sat down with the now former secretary, who admits she's the reason there is no city council.
2 positions that are vital to Marion city government functioning properly are now vacant. One being the mayor's seat. Voters elected Daniel H. Loyola in November 2023. He resigned July 1st after just 6 months in office. The other was former Secretary Suzanne Gonzalez. She resigned from her appointed seat on July 2nd.
Because my position is the only one in City Hall who's running things. I wear many hats. There were 62 different major job responsibilities. So I was city secretary, bookkeeper, you could say city manager in a sense.
Gonzalez says she didn't know Loyola was going to resign.
But when he did, I felt that there was going to be more pressure and more attacks lashing out, if you will, towards me. And I can't let someone bully me.
There's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of going back and forth. And I was like, the citizens don't need this. They really don't.
Since there's nobody else, Mayor Pro Tem Abigail Mayberry is now responsible for the mayor's duties. She says many of the issues within the city government got worse when former Secretary Gonzalez did not file paperwork properly. It's why the city couldn't have an election in May. This means Marion currently does not have a city council.
That is a failure on my part, and I've taken responsibility for that. Immediately upon realizing that I made that mistake, I reached out to our mayor, I reached out to our city attorney, and the voter's office in Guadalupe County. So I wasn't trying to hide anything. It was certainly non-intentional.
So the city is expected to be without a mayor and without a city council for months.
And there won't be an election until November unless the governor would call a state of emergency.
And no one currently employed by the city of Marion actually has access to sign any checks. These documents from Marion State Bank show that the only 2 people on the city accounts are the 2 people who just resigned. So we asked Gonzalez what her advice to voters would be.
Gather your questions and make them very, very specific about what you're asking for, and start requesting open records request. that's the best advice I can give them at this point in time.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Zaria, thank you. Thousands of kids in Bexar County are in need of a home, and the South Texas Alliance for Orphans wants people to know fostering a child is just the first step in lowering that number. Other steps to help take action against the foster care crisis here in San Antonio is becoming a babysitter through STAO's verified training program, becoming a CASA advocate where you learn how to speak up for children in foster care and are a court-appointed volunteer, or becoming a tutor or mentor for children that are in the foster care system. So Jennifer Smith, the founder and executive director of South Texas Alliance for Orphans, says taking these steps and providing support for foster families is important in helping them succeed.
Having support, people that are like, hey, I heard you had court, let me bring you over dinner tonight. I know you just got 2 placements. We're going to take care of picking up the kids from soccer. Or I heard, so-and-so struggle in math. Let me come over in the evenings and help him with his math homework. Like, that changes the life of a foster family, and that's how they stay in the game.
So we have more of an in-depth discussion regarding the fostering crisis in our area. Just look for this article on KSAT.com. The city of San Antonio has officially named the interim director of animal care services. Michael Shannon will be taking over for assistant city manager David McCary, who's currently filling in as the interim director of the agency. So the search continues to find a permanent director. Shannon Sims, the former director, left ACS in May. 2023 saw multiple dog attacks and high stray counts, and animal advocates began voicing the need for much needed change in the city. Michael Shannon is set to step into the interim director role on July 15th. The head of the Texas A&M University system, Chancellor John Sharp, is retiring. Sharp sent a letter to the Board of Regents this week informing them of his decision. He also thanked them, as well as the system employees and elected officials, for their support over the years. Sharp became chancellor in September of 2011 and is the longest serving chancellor of the A&M system for more than 13 years in that position. One of his accomplishments highlighted increasing student enrollment at the College Station flagship campus, making it one of the nation's largest universities. Now to your morning health headlines. As we continue summer travels and get-togethers, doctors are seeing more people getting sick, so they're noticing a spike in COVID-19 infections. Luckily, doctors say they aren't seeing a significant bump in hospitalizations. A virology report from last week shows there were 100 confirmed cases, and that's not including at-home tests.
If you get sick and you have symptoms that are concerning for COVID, you can get tested, because if you're at risk for more severe disease, you can take Paxlovid.
So if you do feel sick, Dr. Bowling says go back to the basics. Isolate until you haven't had a fever for 24 hours. Mask up for at least 5 days to prevent others from getting sick. And of course, make sure you wash your hands frequently. Well, the most diagnosed gynecological cancer in the U.S. continues to rise despite advanced cancer research and treatments. We're talking about uterine cancer. Those cases are rising, and the National Cancer Institute says Black women are more than twice as likely to die from the disease. Researchers say it's the only cancer over the last 4 decades that has actually had a decreasing survival rate. So some warning signs include abnormal uterine bleeding, pelvic pain, changes in the bladder habits, and a persistent cough. All of these symptoms should prompt a talk with your doctor.
So that if appropriate, some additional testing like ultrasound and or biopsies might be performed to make sure that there's not something that's going on.
Doctors also say obesity, polycystic ovarian syndrome, diabetes, and irregular ovulation are known risk factors for uterine cancer. 641 and 77 degrees. As we've been mentioning this morning, tracking Tropical Storm Beryl is the KSAT Weather Authority's top priority over the next coming days. Stay up to date on all things Beryl. Follow along on air, online, KSAT.com. Scan this QR code on your screen. It'll take you right there. It takes you directly to our KSAT Authority's updates on Tropical Storm Beryl. Taking a look here at home, 77 degrees, the sun is up. It is humid. We do have a chance for rain today. That has nothing to do with Beryl at this moment, but Sarah Spivey, tracking the tropics, will let us know about all the impacts later this weekend. Sarah, I know a lot of people may be tuning in this morning on the app on KSAT.com because they want to know about the impacts of Beryl, when it's going to, the forecasted landfall, and what that means for here in San Antonio.
The bottom line for here in San Antonio is that because the track has shifted slightly east, we're probably not going to see a ton of rain in the city of San Antonio. But there are still some things that can change. And of course, I know we have interests along the Texas coast as well. Here is Tropical Storm Beryl. It is weakened as it has re-entered into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, in its weak state, we're going to have to watch it very carefully because where it redevelops and where it gains that center of circulation is going to be very important for the track a little bit later on. You can kind of see that there's a center of circulation right here. It is currently a tropical storm with sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. Beryl is expected to continue over the Gulf of Mexico throughout the day today into tomorrow. It'll eventually re-strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane before it makes landfall by Sunday night, Monday morning. That's when it's going to be making landfall. And landfall is most likely from Corpus Christi up toward Matagorda Bay by early Sunday morning. Now, Beryl will then continue to move inland and fall apart as it moves inland throughout the day on Monday. So if we're looking at a time period for impacts to San Antonio and points to the east, that would be Monday. Again, it'll eventually fall apart as it moves up toward Dallas, Tyler, Shreveport. But regardless of where Beryl makes landfall, you need to know that a hurricane watch is in effect for areas from Brownsville all the way up to Galveston Bay. The main impacts from Beryl, once again, will likely be from Corpus Christi to Matagorda Bay. But regardless of Beryl's landfall, all of the Texas coast is going to be experiencing rain, high surf, rip currents, and some storm surge Sunday and Monday. So it is not a good weekend to go to the coast. And if you do, especially by Sunday and Monday, there will be impacts along the Texas coast. Keep that in mind. So let me take you through the futurecast again. Landfall is most likely from Corpus Christi to Matagorda Bay early on Monday, and there has been a track shift to the east. As you can clearly see, the most amount of rain will be east of I-35. That's where we could see some heavy rain, flooding rains from LaGrange to Hallisville to Victoria out toward Houston. From the rainfall alone, less rain is likely around San Antonio. Honestly, we'll get lucky if we get an inch of rain, and then no rain whatsoever for areas like Del Rio, Uvalde, and points to the west. This is solely based on rainfall for Beryl on Monday. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. With the current track, impacts on Monday for San Antonio means not much rain, but times of gusty winds during the day on Monday. Some rain, but not much rain, times of gusty winds. There is a possibility still that Beryl could track further to the west. Now, if it tracks further to the west, that means more rain for us in San Antonio and times of gusty winds of up to 60 miles per hour during the day on Monday. This would be kind of a double-edged sword situation. We'd get more rain, but it means that we'd also have those gusty winds that could potentially cause some damage. And just as much of a possibility for Beryl to move west is a possibility that Beryl would move east from its current track. That would mean no rain whatsoever for San Antonio and warmer weather as well. So we will keep you posted on Beryl. Again, impacts to San Antonio would be limited to Monday. Outside right now, it's 77, clear skies. We do have a front that is stalled to the south of San Antonio. This means that we will have some lift during the peak heat of the day in the afternoon. And so I do think we'll have a few pop-up showers and storms later today. About 40% chance that you'll see rain in your backyard. And then once we see the sunset after 8 o'clock, our rain chances go down for the day. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast today, 90 at noon. In the afternoon, we'll be looking at a 40% chance for a few showers and storms. High temperature of 98. And in your 7-day forecast again, Sunday night, Monday, that is the time frame that we are watching Beryl carefully. In San Antonio, I mean, again, if you are east of I-35, you have a much higher chance of rain than if you are west of I-35 from Beryl. The track has shifted further to the east, but there is still a possibility we'll at least get some rain here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my parents, my family in Corpus Christi. Sarah, my mom said she went to HEB yesterday at 7 in the morning. She said, unfortunately, everyone's already panic buying.
Yeah.
But
listen to your local authorities.
Right.
I had some people ask me, well, should I tell my parents to evacuate Corpus Christi, Matagorda Bay? Listen to those local authorities. Beryl is expected to be a Category 1 hurricane at the time of landfall. So still strong, but not necessarily a Category 3, 4, 5 hurricane at the time.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
All right, it's 6:50 and 77 degrees. If you're planning on heading to the movies this month, we'll have a look at what's coming to theaters. That's after the break. Let's take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 822, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 2652, Fireball 0, Cash 5, 3467, 34. Mega Millions, I believe it was over 130 was the jackpot. 6, 15, 32, 54, 67, Mega Ball 4, Mega Plier 3. Hollywood saved some of its potentially biggest hits of the year for release in July. CNN's Rick Damigella has a preview of what's coming to theaters this month.
You will be the first to test our super serum, designed to transform you into cutting-edge agents. Or you might just explode.
The Minions power up in Despicable Me 4. Hide the bananas when the latest installment of the animated franchise flies into theaters tomorrow.
NASA needs a marketing specialist, and you are the very best.
Excuse me? What are you doing here?
I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now.
Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum star in a rom-com set against the backdrop of the moon landing. The out-of-this-world love story Fly Me to the Moon blasts off July 12th.
Holy.
You ever see anything like this?
Not like this.
Hold on.
A new generation of storm chasers take on tornadoes in Twisters. The sequel to Jan de Bont's 1996 hit Twister blows into theaters July 19th.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are together again in Deadpool and Wolverine. Here's what you need to know. It's a Marvel movie, earned an R rating for strong bloody violence and language throughout, gore and sexual references, and arrives in theaters July 26th. Avoiding the popcorn bucket craze in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Cup Noodles has introduced a new flavored instant ramen that's more like a dessert than an entree. Ew. It's called Campfire S'mores. This limited edition Cup Noodles has a sauce-based flavor blend of chocolate, marshmallow, and graham crackers. It comes with mini marshmallows for the topping. The results is a quick and gooey dessert or disaster. It may seem untraditional, but it could be surprisingly good. I doubt that. You can find it at Walmart for $1.18.
Very campy, if you ask me. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about rainfall from Beryl on Monday. It's looking more and more like the heaviest of the rain will miss San Antonio to the east. So that means less rain for us here and no rain west of I-35 for areas like Del Rio, Uvalde, and up into parts of the hill country, the areas that are struggling with the